Hey there, Regina Anler here, and it is time for Tips and Tricks Tuesday. This week, our theme is all about perfection. Are you a perfectionist? Do you find that you start working on something that you want to put out there, some piece of content maybe, or even a new program or something like that, and it's never quite ready because you keep making changes to it? If that's the case and you do that, guess what? You're a perfectionist. I used to be a perfectionist too. And here's the thing, people don't want perfection. I used to think that my website couldn't be published until it was perfect. My program couldn't be published till it was perfect. My blog, my articles, my posts. I had this thing that it had to be perfect or I couldn't let it out there because God forbid if somebody saw I missed a comma or maybe I misspelled a word or something else. It kind of freaked me out a little bit for the longest time until I realized I am perfectly imperfect. And here's the deal, perfection is overrated and not, I repeat, not reality. And what I mean by that is what is perfect to you is not necessarily perfect to me. What you view as perfect, I don't necessarily view as perfect. It is an individual thing. It's all in your head. Perfection is all in your head. So if you have been, we'll say, struggling to get stuff out, get stuff done because it's not quite right yet, I'm here to tell you, release it, let it out, put it out there, even if it's imperfect. You know what? You can always change it later, and that's okay. The world wants to see the real you. And you know what? The real you, don't take this the wrong way, the real you're not perfect. Neither am I. None of us are perfect. We all have our little quirks. We all have our stuff. None of us are perfect. And that's what the world needs. That's what the world wants to see. They want to see that perfect imperfection. So I have 3 tips for you today on how to maybe just let go of some of that and move on. So the first one is set a timer. Now, I've mentioned this many times before. I use a little kitchen timer. You can use a kitchen timer. You can use your phone. The trouble with the phone is that if you have your phone in front of you as a timer and it rings or somebody messages you, you get an extra distraction. That's why I like the kitchen timer because there's nothing else attached to it. So I use the kitchen timer, set it for 20 minutes and draft whatever it is that you want to draft. Your blog, your post, whatever it is. Do not edit it. Do not go back and go, oh, that letter's supposed to be capital. Oh, I missed a word there. Oh, I misspelled a word. Oh, there was supposed to be a comma there. Don't go back and edit it. Just write, let it out. And then go back and just fix the big things. Yeah, if you like drastically spelled something wrong or, and there was like grammatical errors all over the place, yeah, clean some of that stuff up. But you know what? If you're missing a comma, if you're missing a capital letter, or maybe you misspelled a word, I don't know what it is about me. I am forever typing on my keyboard. And when I type in the word the, I don't know, it comes out HTE. And sometimes it's in my post because I don't catch it. You know what? People get it. They understand. So just go out and write. And then once the timer ends, then go back and just pick out any of those big things. It doesn't have to be perfect. But if there's something glaring that you're like, oh my gosh, I definitely can't publish this without fixing this one thing, go for it. Fix that and then let it go and post it. Send it out with those imperfections. Maybe you said something not quite right. And then you go back and read it and you're like, that didn't quite sound right. You know what? You can go in and edit a post. You can edit a blog. You can edit an article. You can edit all this stuff. You can edit your website. You can edit your program. I'll tell you, I just created a new version of my program and I just did a module last week. And the module 9, if you're in the program, module 9 is far from what I would consider perfect. Does it give all of the information, all of the training, all of the value that I wanted to bring forth in that module? Absolutely positively does. I watched it a couple times. Every time I watched it, I cringed because for me, it wasn't perfect. To get the message across and for everybody who's looking at it, it's perfectly fine. So I published it. Will I go back and change it yet later? Probably. But right now, it was more of a just get it out there. I can always come back around later and make some edits to it. It's okay. Let it go. Tip number 2, use templates. Now, I talk about templates all the time and about being unique and not using templates. When I say don't use templates, do not use the template word for word. Don't just go in and put your words on the template and publish it. Make it yours. So templates are great, especially for perfectionists, to get things done fast because it gives you that layout. It gives you something to model. All you need to do is go put your stuff in it, put your little stamp on it, and then publish it. So Canva and other apps, they have templates that you can use. Use some of those if you feel like you're getting stuck in this endless loop of it's not quite right yet. Send it out. Get it together and put it out. Maybe it's a lead magnet. Maybe you're working on some guide or something like that. And you're going, well, it looks okay, but I'm not sure. You know what? When you say it looks okay, but I'm not really sure, most of the time that's in your head. If you share it with somebody else, they're looking at it going, oh my gosh, this is like great. I love this. We look at things through a different lens when it's our own stuff. So if you're working on a guide or doing something like that, use a template to help you structure it faster so that you're not sitting there trying to figure it all out and stalling yourself even more. Here's the deal. The longer you stall, the faster somebody else that isn't worried about perfection is sending their stuff out. So they're getting the stuff out before you because you took your time and stalled because you thought it had to be perfect. Stop stalling. Just put it out there. You can fix it later. Use those templates to help you organize the stuff and then put your stamp on it and let it go. The third one is to schedule your posts in advance. Here's the cool thing about that. I actually do all of my posts over the weekend. I set up my entire week's content over the weekend. Why? Because I don't want to think about it during the week. I have other things to work on. I'm working with clients. I'm working on programs. I'm doing other things. I'm doing speaking engagements. I'm networking. I'm doing all kinds of things. And I don't have time to work on the content. But I have a lot of content that goes out every week, value content. So I do that over the weekend. And then I schedule it to go out. Now, here's the thing. Sometimes over the weekend, I will sit there and I'll write something, and that perfectionist in my brain, remember, I said I got over it, but it's still there. And every now and then it pops in and goes, yeah, you know what? Not sure I really like that. Well, I scheduled it for going out in advance. I can go back in and edit it before it actually goes live. And I have done that on a number of occasions where I've gone in and edited something after I scheduled it to go live. So you can also schedule your posts out, create them in advance. And then if you want to go edit, you can. But having it scheduled out there actually removes some of that temptation of editing. When you think about going out and doing all of those edits on the content, when you're like, you know what, the whole week's content is scheduled out there, it is what it is. I am just going to let it go. That is the whole thing. That is the key. Let it go. Don't get stuck being a perfectionist. Perfection is overrated. It is not reality. The only reality for perfection is in your head, not the other people who are looking at your stuff. So if you're in that position and you feel like you're stuck, use some of these tips. Set that timer, 20 minutes, write out the content, get it scheduled, and let it go. If you need to use the template, use the template. Just get it out there before somebody else does and says the same thing, and then they hit your audience before you do. You want to make sure you're the first one out there, not somebody else, right? So that's what I've got for you this week. We'll see you next time on Tips and Tricks Tuesday. Bye for now.